Hey, 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 everybody, and welcome to Push Positive Live. We're a little bit late hopping on today, but I am excited to be here and to share with you some thoughts. So today's Push Positive Live's topic is called, Why Does My Dog Shake? And this is my dog. Come here, Cocos. Come here. Right here. Cocos, come here. She doesn't want to come, but my dog is a Chihuahua, and she always does this crazy shake. Did you hear it? This crazy shake thing in between one event to the next. It's amazing. I'll pet her and I'll spend 10 minutes petting her, and as soon as I'm done, she stops and she shakes. Or we'll go for a walk, and when we come back, the second I take the leash off, she stops and she shakes. Or she'll be eating her food and I'll call her name, and in between she'll stop and she'll shake. And I was thinking about this and I said, I need to talk about this on Push Positive Live. My dog is shaking in the transitions of her life. She's shaking in between one event or one moment in time to another event or another moment in time. And so this is the way that she transitions from one thing to the next. Similarly, we transition. We have life transitions between one thing and the next, and it's up to us on how we are going to accept these transitions, deal with these transitions, how we feel and act and think throughout these life transitions. And sometimes it's challenging. Life transitions can be very hard, like moving from one home to another, or ending a relationship, breaking up, from going into a partnership, from going from a partnership into being single. That can be challenging. Or even starting a new relationship, being single, going into a partnership. These are life transitions. Or maybe a new job, or maybe your children are starting a new school, something like this. All of these are life transitions. It's basically a life change, and they're inevitable. Life is always changing. Even if you stand still and do absolutely nothing with your life, life will still be changing. So it's not something that you can control from happening, but it is something that you control on how you react to that and how you move through that life transition. When I teach a yoga class about life transitions, I always say that life transitions are like the zippers of our life, right? So we have part A of our life, what we always known it to be. We're comfortable here. This is the way it's going day to day. And then on the other side of that, it's the new life after the change. Then part B, what happens next? And the life transition is that zipper that connects those two parts right there. That's the life transition. And sometimes it can be so stressful or traumatic, but it doesn't have to be. So I just wanted to relate that from my dog, who's shaking all the time in between her life transitions, to us on a bigger scale, like moving or doing something very traumatic. And there's been studies that show that no matter what age you are, you will remember when you move. So you can be in your 60s, you can be in your 30s, you can be 7 years old. And when you make a big move in your life, like when you're packing up your boxes and moving to a new location, that moment in time is ingrained in our brains. We don't forget that. So that goes to show that it is a very important moment in time in our life. It can be very traumatic, and it is something that you're going to remember from now till forever. So this is interesting to note because we have to know how to navigate these life transitions because they are inevitable. So I wanted to let you know that some pointers or ideas that you can think about when you're going through a life transition. So recognize that these moments will last forever. These moments have to hold a special place in your memories. And if it's a negative thought or memory, that's okay, because I want you to think about what happens next. What happened after that change. And if it's a positive memory, I want you to hold on to it because it's important to remember that life is always changing and you will go through many more life transitions in your lifetime. And if you remember this positive event, then that will help you with future events, future transitions. Also, think of it as not necessarily a stress, but as a challenge. So in my other company, my marketing company, I worked 80 hours in the last 4 days. And as you can see, I was exhausted. And it was a lot of work, and it was overworking, and my back was hurting from sitting down, and I was stressed out because I had so much to do. But I had to get through it, and I kept going through it because I knew what I was creating has an amazing impact on my business and on my subscribers and on the audience that I'm giving this amazing thing that I've created for them to. And so I kept going because I knew my why, and that was what was pushing me and driving me. But it was stressful. And instead of thinking of it as this awful stressor and how am I going to do it, and I need to pull my hair out and there's just no way, and then just throwing up my arms and surrendering and quitting, I pushed through it. And I pushed through it, and I went and as hard as I could on overdrive so that I could finish it. So I thought of it more as a challenge than as a stressor. And it was a big challenge, but I got through it. And now I'm on the other end of it. I've come through that zipper, that transition, and I feel relaxed. Come here, Cocos. This whole live is about you. Whoa! This is Cocos. This is the dog that shakes in between her life transitions. And you probably hear her on all my lives shaking. So I got through it, and now I've slept 10 hours, and it's great. And next time I have to complete a huge project like that, I'm going to remember that I can do it because I've already proven that I can do it. And so that's going to give me the momentum to do it again if I need to, because I know that I can make these life transitions. So I want you to remember the times that you've successfully navigated your life transitions and put that in your bank of times that I remember things. She looks like your chihuahua. Oh, you have a chihuahua too. This is Cocos. Say hi. Hello. So you just want to remember that you can make it through these life transitions and put that in your memory bank of last time I did it, so there's no reason why I can't do it now. I am successful. Take it on as a challenge. And you can turn to a support network if you're having trouble with your life transitions. It might not be a big work project. It might be something a little bit harder that comes with a lot of emotional overwhelm. And so having a support network is really important. Maybe you're going through some stuff and you can't really share with a lot of people for whatever reason. So lean on that one person and share it. Or go into a Facebook group about your topic and your stress, and you'll find thousands of people that are going through the same thing as you, and that can really be therapeutic to go and just vent and talk about what's going on. So there's lots of things going on in my life, and stressors and emotional issues and things like that with people close to me and my family, and it really puts a toll on me. So instead of letting it drag me down and make me feel drained, I choose to stay above it all and be positive. And then when I need to vent, I go into these Facebook groups and I'm like, guys, listen to what just happened, blah, blah, blah. And there are people that want to listen to you. So make sure that you have a support network. Thanks for all the love and likes, guys. Thank you. I also want you to think about appreciating the benefit of change. Change. Hey, guys. Thanks, Blaine, for being here. Hey, Lissa. So the benefits of change is that if you don't change, you are stuck. You're stuck in your life. And so you want to make sure that life is always flowing and moving, and that only happens through change. So while you might feel that the moment of change during that transition is stressful or painful or frustrating or uncomfortable, know that life is always changing, and that's the beauty of life. You're not going to be stuck here forever, because if you are stuck, it's not healthy for you. So think about depression. If you suffer from depression, or someone you know who suffers from depression, and you're stuck in that depression, it's very hard to come out of that. And the longer you stay there, the harder it is to come out of it. So you're stuck, and life doesn't feel comfortable when you're stuck. So making those changes makes you unstuck. So change is really important in your life. And sometimes we make changes that we don't like. And the good thing about that is you can always make a change to that as well. And you can change from that to another change. So life is all about changing, and it's the way that you transition from one piece of your life to the next that really makes the difference. If you transition in stress, like every time there's a life change, you feel like extremely stressed and then the problem that you have is that you're making your life transitions stressful. So you're making your life stressful. But if you view it from a more positive aspect of your life, like maybe you're moving on because, let's say you're moving from one house to the next because you need to downsize, then basically what you're saying is, how is downsizing beneficial to my life? What are the positive, what is positive about downsizing? I have less stuff. I have a smaller mortgage payment, maybe I'm closer to my kids or my parents or whatever it is. So when you're making these changes, I want you to think and explore what those positive reasons for this change are, or what positive things can come from this change. And then your life transitions don't need to be as stressful. You can say, my life transitions are positive. So think of everything as a learning experience. Open your mind to the positive side of your change and what you're doing, because for every negative, there is a positive. Whether you see it or not, you might need to lean on that support system to find the positive. But if you're focusing on the positive of your life transitions, you're going to have a more positive life than fighting those transitions, because those transitions are coming. That change, it's coming for you. And if you're going to resist, then your entire life is going to be this resisting up against a wall instead of flowing and going through it. So I want you to lean into that change and just take a deep breath and go, it's coming. Change is coming. I'm gonna go with it, like down the river, go with it, instead of fighting it and fighting it and fighting it and letting the waves just crash into your head all the time. So go with it and see if that helps you. And remember my dog Kokus and how she shakes in between transitions the next time that you're thinking about a life transition that you're going through. And we go through them all the time. It doesn't have to be this big major thing. It can be as simple as working at my desk to going out with my friends. There's a transition there as well. So little transitions in between your day-to-day also make a big difference and a big impact on your life. Hope this helps, and I will see you next week for Push Positive Live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye.